Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. Today we will be doing an overview of the Sinister Six mode found in Marvel United, Return of the Sinister Six expansion from CMON and Spin Master. So the first thing you'll be doing, of course, is setting the game up. Unlike the other game modes we've covered in Marvel United, there are a few components that are not needed for this game mode, specifically the mission guide and the mission cards that come with the core box. We also will not be using the individual villain dashboards that come with the Sinister Six box. All these things are replaced in this mode with the six-sided dashboard found in this expansion box. The expansion comes with a set of master plan cards and threat cards for each of the six villains in the game. These cards are not used for the Sinister Six mode. Instead, grab the 7th deck, which is the Sinister Six master plan deck, as well as the 6 weak spot cards that essentially replace the threat cards for the individual villains. Shuffle the master plan deck and place it near the play area. Take the 6 weak spot cards and place them on the respective spots on the dashboard. The expansion does not come with locations, like the other expansions in Season 1, so you will have to use whatever locations you have on hand. For our playthroughs, we'll be using the core box locations. Much like regular Marvel United, choose what spot the villains are going to start on. Take 2 of the miniatures for the Sinister Six and place them on one of the locations, covering up the end of turn effect. Then, take 2 more members of the Sinister Six and place them on the location to the right of the ones you just placed. Then, take the remaining 2 and place them to the left of the original location. Unlike the other expansions from Season 1 of Marvel United, the Sinister Six mode does not contain any new tokens for the individual members of the Sinister Six, but you will still need the Health, Civilian and Thug, and Crisis tokens from the core box in addition to the standard action tokens. The villain dashboard has a spot to place the health for each of the 6 members of the Sinister Six. Go ahead and place health markers on those spots corresponding to how many players you have. For our purposes, we are setting up for a 3-player game. The expansion does not add any new heroes to the game, but as always, you can pick any of the heroes that you have from other core sets or expansions to play this game. We're starting out with spider-related characters for our playthroughs for thematic effect, but feel free to use any heroes you want. So with the board set up, we are ready to engage with the Sinister Six. Just like in a normal game of Marvel United, the villains go first. Flip the top card of the Master Plan deck. The card shows pictures of all 6 members of the Sinister Six on the left side. You will activate the top 2 active members on the card, starting with the first member and moving down to the next. If the top villain on the card has already been defeated during the game, move on to the next active villain pictured and start with them. If only one villain remains, then that villain will activate twice on their turn. The first villain activates, and they'll follow the steps on the Master Plan card. First, moving the indicated number of spaces clockwise, then activating the BAM effect shown on the villain dashboard for that specific character if the card shows a BAM effect, and then placing a thug or civilian in their location. The second villain will then repeat the steps, but will place the indicated thug or civilians shown on the spot number 2. After 2 villains have taken their turn, or 1 villain has gone twice if they're by themselves, the heroes will start their turn. The heroes will play their turn as normal, moving locations, rescuing civilians, and fighting thugs. As the mission cards are not used in this game, these tokens are discarded when the heroes interact with them. To attack one of the villains, the heroes will first have to clear the villain's weak spot card. This works the same as clearing the threat cards in a regular game of Marvel United, with the heroes using a combination of actions on their cards, tokens they may have in their possession, or wilds to satisfy the requirements of each card. When the heroes clear a weak spot card, the villain will now be vulnerable to damage. When the villain is defeated, move their miniature to their section of the villain dashboard. Since the weak spot cards are covering a section of the dashboard and not the individual in-turn effect found on the bottom of the locations, the heroes at the end of their turn can use these effects from the beginning of the game without having to clear a threat card, but only if a villain miniature is not covering the end of turn effect. Also note that since we're not using the mission cards in a normal game of Marvel United, the villains are under pressure from the very beginning of the game. So instead of going after the 3rd hero turn, the villains will go after the 2nd hero turn from the beginning. So if the heroes can manage to defeat all members of the Sinister Six, they win the game. However, if the villains are unable to draw a master plan card on their turn, or if any hero starts their turns with no cards and cannot draw a card from their deck, the heroes will lose. And that is the Sinister Six mode found in the Return of the Sinister Six expansion for Marvel United. Keep an eye out for our gameplay video covering this aspect of the expansion, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.